Hey guys, welcome to the pod. Now, I want you to take your mind to fashion shows, runways, catwalks, and you see those people that you see that come out gracefully embodying those collections and designs that the designers make. Those very people, yes, the models, those are the people that we are going to be talking about today. Now, we're going to be talking about modeling as a business. Yes, we'll talk about personal branding, we'll talk about marketing and everything business wise and sales for models. So, if you're a model and or you're an aspiring model or whatever it is that you enjoy doing in the fashion world, this particular episode is for you and you don't want to miss it. Now, I am not going to be doing this alone. I have the very beautiful, the delectable, I can't even, you seeing her alone, it already does justice to who and what she is. Her name is Mary Kate. She is a curvy model. I don't want to say too much, right? I'm not going to say too much. So I'm going to let her do all the talking, blow her own horns by herself. Welcome to the pod, Mary Kate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
So, okay, I'm going to do something because I need you to relax. I don't want all this, so I'm going to need you to relax. Just tell me, how was your weekend? What did you get up to over the weekend?
So, unlike other people, their weekends are free. My weekends are usually like very chill. I cook a lot, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I promise you, it's not by choice.
Okay.
It's not by choice.
Okay.
If you know me, I'm always cooking because like I stay with my parents. I'm always cooking for them and stuff. So
Okay. So you're not just a model. You're trying to tell us now that you're a very dutiful daughter as well.
not by choice.
Okay. Okay. That's nice. I think that's pretty cool. So well done
Thank
for
you.
everything. Let's get right into it, right?
Okay.
Basically, I want us to start off by you telling us who Mary Kate is. Take your mind back to growing up as a child. And when you think of, we are Nigerians, we're Africans, right? I mean, waking up and just saying to your parents, I'm glad you mentioned your parents, right? Waking up and just saying to your parents, oh, mom, dad, I'm going to be a model. It's not like the conventional thing that African parents want to hear. So I want to know how Mary Kate grew up and what made you choose modeling in the first place, and then how your parents took that.
Reacted.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, what made me choose modeling was I wrote it once on my story. So I used to be a lot slimmer,
Okay.
and I'd always hear, "Oh, are you a model? Oh, are you a model?" I was in school then, 100 level, and they would always say, "Oh, you look like a model. You should model." And I did not know anything about modeling, but I knew that I'd always had passion for fashion.
Okay.
And then when I was little, I liked to watch runways. I didn't really understand. I just liked the fact that they're wearing crazy things and there's something else coming after this. Okay, another one. Oh, another one. I liked it. And then, but in the university, so there was this lady, she was in final year when I was in 100 level.
Okay.
And when she was graduating, she had a model class. We had to pay. That was my first official introduction into modeling. She taught us catwalk, Polaroids, how to know what size you are, how to put yourself out there. And that was where I started from. But, school, I wasn't really giving it all my attention. So I tried to, there's nothing like balance. Balance is an illusion, if you ask me. So something must take the upper hand at a time.
Okay,
You just
I get
have to know what to give that upper hand at the time. So whenever I was in school, anything modeling, I zip it up.
Okay.
Whenever I come back to Abuja, we resume where we stopped, because where I even schooled was not even a place where modeling can thrive.
Okay.
Yeah, I schooled in Owerri, so it wasn't really a place where modeling can
Okay,
thrive.
so run me through how you were able to tell your parents that, because what did you study in school, by the way?
Public health.
Okay, so I would imagine your parents wanting a public health professional, and then you're coming to say, oh, you probably say, I'm going for a casting, and they'll be wondering, what's this girl saying? Run me through what that conversation, if there was any conversation, or how did that happen?
So, one thing you should have in mind is people, they condemn what they don't understand.
Yes, of course.
Have it in mind. So, I had to go through the process of trying to make them understand what it is. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm going for casting, I'll sit my mom down and I'll explain to her, casting is like, they will select us, like, you come, they will select us, we'll not wear earring, we'll wear black and black. She said, she will not be asking me the questions she wants to, like, understand. I don't say it like, oh, just give me permission. No, I take her through the process. You understand? So if I have a fashion shoot, I'll explain to her, I'll tell her the name of the designer, I'll show her certain designs the person has made. You understand?
Yeah.
I will tell her, because a lot of people see fashion like a joke. People don't know people make money out of fashion. And that's one thing I like about fashion. You're making money and living your best life, and it looks like you're just playing around, but like serious business. So I will tell her, oh, mommy, do you know this one, that one? Like, I will be enlightening her. And to be honest, when you are able to make your mother understand, it's easier for her to make your father understand.
Yes.
So that's like how I took it. Even till now, Seb, I still try to, because like, let's say something that requires me to sleep out, I have to actually tell her on time, like carry them along, let they feel part of the process. You understand? It makes the pressure a little less on them.
I think it makes it easier.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
I mean, you can't just come and say, okay, so your show is maybe tomorrow. You already know that you have to sleep
like 1
out.
week before, I'll tell her. And because I have responsibilities at home, so I would, if there's, let's say, if I know that this weekend I'm supposed to have a show where I'll sleep out, I'll make soup, I'll make stew. If I need to make an extra food, I will do it.
Okay.
I will do, if I need to wash anybody's clothes or wash my own, I will do everything I need to do. So now I've settled my responsibility. Now it's just the permission I need.
Yeah.
And that permission is now making her understand, okay, this is what we are doing. No, this is where we are doing it. This is how long, this is what is going to happen in that place. You understand?
I get you. And I think that the fact that you've even done all that you needed to do in the house would give her that she wouldn't hold back so much for you to just get, oh, it's okay. So that's really nice. Now, speaking of modeling, I know you said that when you're in school, but for how long exactly now? Even on holidays, I guess maybe when you're on holidays, you still get to go for castings and do some jobs, then go back to school. How long would you say you've been modeling for now?
So I've graduated, by the way. I graduated last year.
Okay.
I started modeling in 2022 when ASU strike was long. It was an 8-month strike.
Okay.
And one thing about modeling is get your ass up and go out. Modeling is a job that deals so much with network. You meet this person, oh, let me have your number. This person will call you, oh, we're having a casting tomorrow. When you go for that casting, you meet new people. You say, oh, a designer reached out for your size. So it's about network. So I can't remember what casting that was. I think it was Bet Model casting in 2022. And I met some people, I got numbers. There's this particular girl, Honey Irene. So it was,
I know Honey.
Yeah, you know Honey, yes. Yeah. Honey out, she would go, oh, we need something like this. We need someone like this. Can you come and stuff like that? So like that, before 2022, I was super active. So that was where it took off. Before, we go back to school to slow down again, you come back. And I feel like modeling is a career where whenever you wake up,
it's your morning.
Once you wake up, you start posting again. People, okay, she's back. Let's do this. So that's usually how it works.
Okay. What has the journey been like?
Modeling has made me confident in no. Let me explain.
Please do.
So normally, something that would have been a problem was getting to hear no when there's nothing wrong with you. You do everything you're asked to do.
And you do hear a lot of that in castings.
Yeah, but no, it's not your fault. You're just not what they want.
I think I think we can't even overemphasize this. And I like the fact that you mentioned it, right? Because you go for a lot of castings and you could tell by the people. I mean, you are there when everybody is having their casting, and you could even tell that, well, I think I did better than this person. So why is this person getting the opportunity and they're saying no to me? Is something that I think that a lot goes through the minds of a lot of models, and people don't necessarily know why that is. I appreciate the fact that you said you've gained confidence in the no's. So how did you come about that confidence?
First of all, I feel like the thought of, oh, I think I'm better than this person is wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong. You're not the person selecting. So why do you think you are better than that person? You can say, I think I really put in my effort and I really did well.
Okay.
You can put it that way.
Okay.
You see, comparison is something that will wreck you in modeling. Because like there's always going to be something to compare yourself with. There is always going to be, no matter how you are at the top, is a peak. I call it a peak career. You understand?
Yes.
So you think you're the big thing, the next big thing is coming.
Yes.
So comparison is just going to wreck you. Something you should just draft it and put it out of the corner. And then when it comes to the no, like I mentioned, now it has made me confident in no, meaning I don't feel, so it's human and natural. I have emotions to feel, oh, no again. But I mean, I don't let it define me.
Yeah.
I will not say, oh, because they told me no, maybe I'm not good enough. And sometimes in modeling, for some reason, I don't know, some casting directors and show producers are very rude. I really cannot. Okay, I think I understand, because sometimes handling people can be difficult, especially people who, a lot of models have this, I'll call it false perception of self. Now, let me explain the false perception of self. Some people think they are bigger than they actually are.
Actually.
Some people think they are more important than they actually are. There's this kind of intoxicating confidence modeling gives.
Yes.
So
I think
now intoxicating confidence can make them difficult to deal with sometimes. And maybe, I'm just giving an excuse for some of these show people. Maybe that's why they come off as rude and, but I think modeling is something you need to really build your confidence, because people will talk to you in a way that is very, very
condescending.
Like, what is your problem?
Yeah.
This is a job, just like you have a job. This is my job.
I wonder why some people feel like they give a model a job and they feel like they're doing you a favor.
That is your duty as a model. How you go about your career will make people feel like they are giving you a favor or not. Now, first of all, there's this rule. If you don't like yourself, people cannot like you. People will like you as much as you like yourself.
Okay, I say this because, let's take our terrain, for instance, in Abuja. And I would not really know about other parts of the country and maybe outside the country as well. But in Abuja, you could easily go, like you mentioned, some show producers and organizers, they talk to models anyhow they so please. And I don't just think, because if you're talking to me and you are being very condescending, then that's maybe because it's me. Maybe I'm not carrying myself well or something. But you see that sometimes they're not necessarily addressing one person. They're addressing the collective, and you're being rude to several people. People are coming, you've put out a casting call and people have come around, and then you talk to everybody. First and foremost, you said your casting is for 10 a.m. and people have been there since 9, and your casting is not starting until 12. I find it very rude, and they do it
Like it's
too
normal.
often. Yes, it's like a normal thing. It's like they wait.
So like I said, I like to be proactive on how I view life. I see life as nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah.
And that thought pattern has made me understand that even how people treat you is determined by you. For example, now, as a model, how you carry yourself is important. Now, let's say someone is talking to me rudely and in a way that's not nice. Sometimes I give them grace. I say, oh, maybe the person had a bad day. Maybe they're coming from a divorce or something, like, I don't know. And, and I will not respond, I will not move with that frequency you're giving. If you're shouting, I'll be very calm. You understand? But I also have a limit for myself. Once it gets to this stage where I cannot take it, I would step away from whatever it is you have to offer in that your event, or I will step away. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
You need to have that kind of self-respect for yourself. You need to love yourself enough that you know when this is not what I can take.
So I see where that thing you said about confidence is coming into play right now, because how many people actually, when someone talks to them in a manner that they do not like, how many people would actually walk away from that situation?
Well,
Not too many people will do that, because at the end of the day, maybe somewhere at the back of their minds is, well, it's not your fault. After all, I need the money. But from what you're saying now, irrespective of how much you're offering, you can be very disrespectful to me. So there's an extent to which I would accept your disrespect. But once we pass that limit, you can keep whatever it is that you have to offer. I hear that is what you're saying. And I think that that's a very good place to be, because again, not too many people can afford to be that person. So generally, basically what you're saying is, as a model, you need to build yourself up, that no matter what the person is there, like, okay, let me ask you, is there like an amount of money that somebody is going to pay? Say somebody is paying you, let's just say, I say I'm going to pay you ₦1,000,000 to do this job, and then I come to you and I'm being very disrespectful to you. Are you going to consider that money
so now,
and tolerate my shenanigans, or you just...
I don't know about other people, but for me, I've stayed with old people.
Okay.
They're very difficult to live with. Oh God. Old people are very difficult to live with, but most times it's not their intention to be difficult.
Okay.
So that's it makes me, I'm not very reactive to people's attitude towards me. I'm the kind of person, that's how you talk to me. I want to sit down and ask myself, have I done something to deserve that? Is there something I'm doing wrong that gave you the audacity to talk to me that way? Is there a channel I'm leaving open that is making you think you can behave like that towards me? Once I do that self-analysis, I decide if there's a channel I need to cut, I might not address you. I'll just cut that channel.
Okay.
You just notice my scarcity or something. You understand?
Yeah, I get you.
Because how a person makes me feel is very important to me. You understand? Not how I want to feel. So, like I said, as a model, if a situation can be very toxic, as a model, look, you see, from the beginning of a job that you will suffer, you will know from the beginning.
Actually.
So there's a designer I worked with, and I don't want to even give the scenario or the designer's name, but after that I said, even if this lady has a show abroad and she wants to carry me, I will not go. You know why?
Why?
There's something about the brain. The brain makes you, it erases bad experiences for your own comfort, like trying to protect you. And I might forget what she did, but I try to not forget how I felt. And it's not going to be better the next time you work with her. It's really not going to be better. So the next time you put yourself in that situation again, the regrets might be, it might be more.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, you have to, let money not be your all and all. And I would always say, as a model, have something you're doing by the side. If you don't have something you're doing by the side, have a structure of how you invest your money, because it will give you the confidence to walk away from situations that are not good for you.
Because I've heard a lot of people say that don't just be a model, like have something else that you're doing, which is something that you just mentioned. And I'm just curious, is this because we are in Nigeria? Because I would want to believe that somewhere outside Nigeria, there are people that it's just modeling. That's what they do. And they make good money from it. But when we say in Nigeria, you would always say, as a model, find something else to do. Is it because it is Nigeria and models are not really paid their worth? Is that why we make those kinds of statements? Or it's just normal? It's just a normal thing to do?
So one thing you should put into consideration, there are some variables that you cannot neglect, unfortunately. It's just like saying being a doctor here and being a doctor outside Nigeria.
Okay.
You cannot neglect those variables, and one of it is your geographical location.
Okay, so it's a Nigerian thing now.
It's not just a Nigerian thing. And the reason why I say it's not just a Nigerian thing, modeling is a peak career, like I mentioned. If as a model, you don't have the habit of proper investment, okay, like let's say outside Nigeria now that you're making good money, you might not need to carry a business along with you, but invest your money properly, because tomorrow, more faces are coming up, new people are coming up, the industry want them young, fresh, what will happen to you when the money stops rolling in? What do you fall back to? People who work for the government have pension. That's why this pension. You don't have pension. Create it for yourself. You understand?
I get you.
So it's not just a Nigerian thing. But now let's get to Nigeria, because we are in Nigeria. Have something doing other than modeling. It's your own. It's your. Like you are the one to decide how you manage your time, how you do it. But one thing I would always say, when you have the autonomy of choice, it's easier for you to pick what you want and what you don't want. I would always tell people, don't be desperate. It doesn't even matter if it's modeling. Don't just be desperate. Put effort, put all you have to put, but don't be desperate. If it doesn't work, okay, because you have something to fall back to. But if it doesn't work, you're all you want to die inside. No. You should pursue it like you want to die. Don't get me wrong. Like, put all your efforts, like, chase it like this is the only thing I want. But also, when it comes to compromising your standard, have choices. Like, oh, you know what? This is what I cannot do. This is what I will not take. This is a sign I need to walk away. So, if you don't have those things, and it's not just about modeling, life in general, if you don't define your values, other people will define it for you.
Okay, this is, I must tell you, this is a very insightful conversation, actually. I'm going to talk about your Instagram right now. I see that it's popping. Like, you guys need to see it. Her Instagram is popping. So it must mean there's been work back to back. Like, I don't even know. I'm sure that somewhere in this video, we're going to tag her Instagram so that you can see what I'm talking about. So it's been work. And I would understand that as a model, even from the things I see on your Instagram, you tilt towards like a particular side of work. Let me say there's a way that your Instagram is crafted. And what I'm trying to get at is personal branding. So anybody that sees your Instagram knows that, okay, so this is who this person is. You can tell from your pictures and your posts on Instagram. So I want you to explain what personal branding is like for you, and as a model, what is your own personal brand, so that when you say this and someone goes to check your Instagram, they can say, oh, okay, so this is what she's talking about. So basically, run us through what your personal brand is like.
So the goal is, if tomorrow I cannot speak, I don't know how to talk, I lose the ability to talk. If I walk into a place, can people tell who I am? If they go to my page, can they tell who I am? Very important, because modeling is something, is a craft that need people to find you. You can't chase after everybody. If not, you get tired of hearing no.
Yeah.
So it's a craft where you need to build your own world and let people come in. Oh, can I be in your world? That's how modeling is. And for that, you have to be very particular about. I'm so particular, even the music I use. Like, in fact, even the section of the music I want to be in that post. You understand? And creating an identity for yourself is very, very important, because you're going to have the temptation to be everywhere and do everything. But now let me tell you the trick. When you're everywhere and you do everything, most times you will get paid, you get the money, but you'll not get as paid as someone who is a specialist in what they do. It happens even in the medical field. Someone who specializes on ear, nose, and this thing, Is it eyes? Is it?
The ENT
Yeah,
doctors.
thank you. ENT doctors, they get paid way higher, but they're specific. They get way paid than physicians. But like physicians are doing everything. I don't know
The
if you get my
general
point.
practice,
So
yes.
that's how it is. I remember someone telling me about a guy that I never saw the guy's page, but they told me about the guy that on his page the only thing there is his lips. Different lipsticks, different. Now he knows his target audience. You need to know your target audience. Now cosmetic companies reach out to him. You understand? They like the way he portrays. They know that once people see this guy's post, they know it's about a beauty lip product. You understand? It's easy to identify. When you brand yourself, it's easy to identify you. It's easy when a brand wants to work with you. It's easy for you to portray what they want.
How has that helped build your career?
Like me now, I branded myself as a curve model because I don't need to do anything. It's there. You understand? Say, okay, let's do this. And then I changed my name to the Curve Girl. So now the name is already announcing me before I say anything. I've had situations where people who have not met me in person but have seen my Instagram, when I meet them, you see where they want to see the curve. Like, okay, where's the curve? Let me see the curve you're talking about. So you understand?
Yes.
So you've defined what you want them to know.
I still have so
Okay.
many things to talk to you about. Hold that
Okay.
thought. We'll take a very quick break and
Okay.
then we'll continue with this after then.
Okay.
You've created the Curve Girl brand, and you're using that brand to market yourself, market what you have to offer. How has that been for you? And how are you managing that business? How are you managing yourself and everything that involves the Curve Girl as a brand?
There was a time I gave myself daily tasks. You know, when you do something, no matter how small, every day to get to a point where you are aiming at. So, you know, it's on my vision board and, you know, what do I want to do? Okay, you know what, let me reach out to this photographer. You're going to hear a lot of no's. Some will not even respond to your text, but who cares? You still continue. So you reach out to people and you have to leverage on collaboration. It is very, very important. And there's something I always say.
I'm glad that you mentioned collaboration, because in the space where we are in, I know that a lot of people take advantage of the word collaboration. A lot of people, models, photographers, makeup, a lot of people take advantage of the word collaboration. So when you say collaboration, I need you to tell people what that actually entails. It's not just that because I'm reaching out to you for a collaboration, then it means that you use me. Do you understand? So I need you to, like, in your own context, what does collaboration look like for you?
Okay, so first of all, for me, collaboration is value exchange. That's collaboration for me.
As it should be, right?
And that's why I'm very particular. For example, if I reach out to a photographer and I want to shoot, now I already have gone through your page. I like your color grading. I like the way you take the scenery of your photograph. I like how you do it. Now, the next step is attitude. If a person is difficult to work with, it's going to be very hard to work with them. Attitude is very important. And on your own part too, as a model, when you have the right attitude, you have to try to, you know, be easy to work. When you're easy to work with, people want to work with you again. How you make people feel will determine if they want to come back to you or not. So I try to make it more than just like, oh, okay, come, shoot, go. You try to establish a relationship with people. You ask them questions. You actually care. You don't act like you care. You actually care. So that collaboration now, like I said, value exchange. I'm going to ask the photographer, because now I've already gone through your page. I've seen what you do. So I like what you do. that one is aside. I already like what you do. Now, do you like what I do? It's very important, because I've had shots with photographers that they never give me the photos. Why? They just say, I'm not really feeling it. And I put in my effort, my sweat, makeup, everything. And it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling. It's very, I won't say annoying. I just feel really disappointed. Like, man, I mean, you should have just told me from the start so I don't stress myself. But one thing I always do is I ask the photographer, do you have something you've been wanting to shoot, you'd like to shoot with me? Go through my page, see what my page depicts. Is there something you think I'll fit in really well that you would like? So I need to be sure you are also enjoying what you are doing. Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing, that means you're not gaining anything from me. Because normally, if it was paid, money is what you're gaining. You don't need to like it. But now you're not gaining money, so you need to actually see the value in it so that it will make the work seamless. And that's why I would always ask, okay, even in the middle of shoots, I stop and say, do you like what you're getting? If there's anything you want me to do, tell me. Like, I mean, like, if there's a pose you want me to do, if you don't like the makeup, you want us to adjust it, let us know, because I want you to also gain value from it. You understand? So you have to sell value to people. If you go and make it look like, oh, please help me, as polite, as humble as you would be, you still also need to make them see the value in it. It's very, very important, because it's value exchange.
Yeah. So I get you saying it's value exchange. I just wanted to ask about something. In terms of collaboration, do you think that all collaborations should be absolutely free?
You want me to come all the way from Gwagwalada. Now I'm spending, you understand? If I don't see the need to actually put in that kind of investment into that collaboration, you have to cover it. You have to cover the transportation, because you have to look out for yourself too as a model. And aside covering that transportation, so let me give you an example. A photographer reached out to me. She's good, but it's not what I want. And a friend of hers who is a fashion designer also reached out to her and said, okay, let's collaborate, find a model. And she reached out to me. Her page is good, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I want right now. And the person doing this thing also doesn't have maybe a platform that I'm benefiting from. So I told them, okay, you know what? I want a piece of what I'm going to display. That'll be the value I'll take out of it. Because I probably won't even post those pictures, because that's not what I want. Because you have to be very, very, you have to look out for yourself. You have to be very intentional. It's not everything you shoot that will be on your page. There's some shoots that it's just money is the value you get from. You get the money and go. You will not post it. You understand? There's some shoot that you will not get money, but the people and the audience that shoot will bring to you. Very important. You understand? There's some shoot that you get clothes. Now, when you want to appear in an event, you look good. That's value, because you're a model. You're like a walking mannequin. So it's very important to define the value you're getting out of a situation. And when someone reaches out to you, the first thing is you check their page. Is it what I want? If it's not what I want, okay, what other value can I get out of this aside this? I can get value of relationship. Very important. There are shoots I've gone for. I know I will not post those pictures. I was not paid. But the relationship I have with those people, they can refer me to jobs, or they can actually, let's say something better, they will call me, oh, how far? Look at this thing, oh, come and do it. You understand? So you need to know box. Money should not be everything. Don't box yourself into, oh, money. No, calm down. And in as much as you're doing that, also be careful to not let people take advantage of that. So that's why I said value. And you need to have like a rate card. You have a rate card, and when you see, because it's not everybody you collaborate with. Some people you can tell them, okay, you're not available at the moment for such collaborations.
You just mentioned rate card. I am very sure that there are a lot of models that don't know what a rate card is. And you know what makes me so sure is the fact that I recently heard that there are models that don't know what a Z card is. So if as a model you don't know what a Z card is, it also means that you don't know what a rate card is. So please just for the benefit of the people that don't know what a rate card is, please just tell us what a rate card is and how it's used.
It's a place where you state your price, like your charge for if you have the charge per look, you have the charge per day. You understand? You have the charge for a full actual studio photography. You have the charge for just a reel, like with phone, they want to make videos of you in their clothes. You also have terms and conditions for collaboration. You state your terms. Like, for example, my full day consists of just 8 hours. So the person does not take advantage of, okay, because I pay for full day, we'll stay here till night. No. You also have, you state, for example, now you want collaborations that are far, my transportation or logistics will be covered. You don't want somebody to take you to a very far place and still starve you because of what? If a designer wants you to come, some designers will call you, oh, come today for fitting. You do adjustment, come again for fitting. They have to cover it because that is not part. When you state it out in your rate card, it's easy for you to refer back. That you have a structure to refer back to. That's what rate card does for you. It gives you a structure to refer back to. So the person does say, but you not tell me now. That's something very common. Say, but you didn't, if you said it, I would have. But you didn't say anything. That's why it needs to be there because there's some things you will not remember.
Every of this information you need to put
it there because there are some things you yourself would not remember to say, but they're on your rate card. Okay. So, but when the person tries to play that trick, you remember, but this person's not supposed to do that. Then you remember it's in your rate card. So you refer back, sorry, I included it in my rate card that. So the person cannot say, rate card is like giving you, this is what I work with. If you're not fine with it, that's good. Let's go our separate ways. Or if you're not fine with it, if it's something we can actually negotiate, we negotiate. You understand? So that's why rate card is very important. Rate card, because if you're doing something just word for word, you will see pepper. So sometimes it shouldn't just be word for word. There should be a documentation, and your rate card is like your documentation. Some people will also give you agreements, but it depends on the level you're at. I've had brands where when they reach out to you, when you're very, very formal, they'll treat you better. I promise you, because people know that okay, this person knows what they are doing. No, it's not just to wear clothes and talk. You know what you're doing. How you approach anything is very important. Like, so I was once talking to someone, and he explained something to me. He said, what a lot of people don't understand is some people think, okay, there's money in this thing. Maybe let me not do this, let me do that. There's money everywhere. It's how you approach it. Your approach is very, very important. There's literally money in places that I can't believe this person's earning this kind of amount doing this. It's just how they approach it, how they carry themselves. So you have to carry it like a business. You have to treat it like your baby. It's a business. There are some jobs I'll say, I can't do this job. It's not because the money is not good, but this is not my brand. You understand? If I do this job, except let's say I want to just do the job and put the money in my pocket. But now, here's the trick. If the job is going to put the money in your pocket, but that job is going to go out, people are going to see it. You might not want to do it because people are going to see it and that's not your brand.
Deflects from your brand.
Yeah, it deflects from your brand. So you need to know what's like you can do and what you cannot do, and just have a structure for yourself. And beginning of a structure is rate card, finding an identity, and
a lot of the conversations we have is Abuja models are not being paid their worth, and people would always say, oh, you need to go to Lagos and the Lagos models are really making it and all of that. But have you as a person, do you think that you've been paid your worth, and do you think that more still needs to be done in the industry with regards to paying models their worth?
Okay, so when you say pay me my worth, I don't find that statement really nice.
Okay.
Now, why I say that is your worth increases or reduces based on how you handle. Let's not forget, it's a business. And what rather I would say is, am I being paid what I want to be paid at that point in time? Because like what I want to be paid today might not be what I want to be paid 2 years from now. So it's not exactly my worth. I've had a brand that when I first started, like they paid me penny that I requested at that time. But even when they were coming back, they knew that this time they have to actually pay because I've put in the work and now I'm very professional with them. You understand? And let me tell you something. You see that brand that say they don't have money to pay you, they're going to give that money to another model that packages themselves properly. Package is not about looking good. It's really not just about looking good, but looking good is a very vital part of it. But like having a structure is very important. Most times people cannot beat structure. You understand? People can't beat structure, so they align with it, and that's something you should understand. So yes, people pay me what I want. And another sweet thing, having a rate card and branding and the rest of them, treating like a business will help you do is it will help you sift out the people you actually want to work with. If you cannot pay me this, maybe I shouldn't be working with you. You understand? If, my brand is about this and you don't reach out to me, maybe that's not the kind of people I should be working with. So there are people who reach out to me and they'll say, can I see your rate card? And then you send it to them and say, I can't pay you this money. Like, okay, that's fine. I'll be here whenever you can afford to. Reducing money, reducing your this thing will not make them value you more. It will not make them. And there's something a friend taught me. I've actually learned a lot from her. I don't know if I can say her name, but Grace. Grace. I'm Black Golden. That's her IG name. I've learned a lot from her. She's like the person I remember, Grace, you see what this boy saying, because she's been here longer. She knows her onion very well. So, they will pay that same amount or even better to someone else who has a structure for themselves.
Basically, what you're saying, in terms of handling your business, you need to have a solid structure and then stand by that structure.
You need to stand by that structure.
Something I wanted to quickly talk about is networking. Now, how important is it for you as a model?
Networking is very, 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 very important when it comes to modeling. This is something I still struggle with myself because networking. So a lot of people think networking is calling somebody, hey, how are you? That's not really networking. Networking is not taking people's number. You're going to have a bunch of numbers that you don't even use.
So what exactly is it?
Networking is offering people value. That's networking. If you ask me, people might have their own definition of networking, but if you ask me, networking is offering people value.
Can you just paint us a scenario of how you've networked with somebody and like the value that you brought into that networking?
Okay, I'll give you an example now. I've been in the fashion space, so I've worked with different designers. And if you know me, you know that I like to leverage on people's knowledge. I think it's very powerful too. Human beings are walking encyclopedias. They are walking experiences. The experience you might be paying to learn, the person sitting beside you might just have done that thing and know what you need, the knowledge that is going to take you to the next step. So you need to learn to ask questions politely. Very important. That's one very thing I think, because when you begin to ask questions, people begin to feel comfortable to actually speak to you if you know how to ask the right question and when to ask. So when you ask questions, you learn from people, and question will make your encounter with people is not a waste. The person might be far gone, maybe somewhere else, dead or whatever, but that knowledge you got is still with you. So you need to learn to ask people questions. No matter how you think this person cannot. People know things, I promise you. People know things. And I remember working with a girl, and some people, they have small body, you don't know. And then later I realized this person worked as, taekwondo coach in one country like that. Like how? She didn't look like it, you understand? But there are experiences and knowledge she has that I don't from those her experiences. And from question, you get to know these things. From question, you will learn about things that you have not experienced. And when you speak about it, people don't even know that you've never had the experience. So number one is learn to ask questions. And when you're networking, like when you meet someone, I would say learn about them more than you speak about yourself. Have a strong introduction. Don't say, for example, now you want to network. You don't say, I'm a model. okay, what do you model? What do you do? Okay, what does a model do? You understand? So because as familiar as it is to you, it might not be familiar to other people. They might not have even heard about modeling before. They don't even know what it is. Maybe let's say someone who deals with construction. When you talk about model, what they think about is all this architectural model and the rest of them. That's what they know modeling is. So you need to say, okay, you know what? Okay, you're introducing yourself. Hi, my name is this. I'm a curve model in Abuja. I help brands gain visibility. I do this. Once you introduce yourself, learn to stir up questions that will make them talk. When you make people feel good, they remember how you make them feel.
Yes.
And it makes them want to interact with you more. So you need to be sincere. I remember, like I said, when I work with people, I pick knowledge from them. I remember working with a designer and she said, learn to lobby people. She didn't mean lobby per se, because she corrected herself. I used another word. She's like, you need to learn to make people feel good. It's not bad. You don't need to lie about it. You just have to highlight the good features they have. Learn to appreciate people. Learn to make them feel good. That's one. The other time, I learned from another person that you need to learn to actually give. Like she was talking about how to grow your business and stuff. So like you need to, when you ask people questions, the crazy thing about networking, you might never encounter that person again. You need to understand that sometimes the level you're at right now does not give you the privilege to sustain that relationship. You don't have the substance to sustain that relationship. And that's why sometimes you be in a relationship where it becomes abusive. Because why? The person is way ahead of you, you're under here, and the person doesn't see any value you can offer them, aside maybe, for example, women now, maybe sleeping with you. That's the only value the person sees. So,
I hear everything you're saying and everything around the business of modeling is the value that you have.
It's really about value.
Yes, it's really about value.
And aside value, something I think is very important is having people skill, knowing how to communicate, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because you might have something really important, and then the way you convey it, you sound maybe desperate when you're actually not desperate, or you convey, you sound rude, and that's not you. Because modeling is something that has a lot to do with interpersonal relationship. It's not like buying and selling that the person will send the money, you will build it into the person probably never saw you. No, modeling, you will sit for hours, you will talk to this person, you exchange. So you need to learn people skill. You need to learn to be patient with people. Some designers literally lost money in their last collection. They are angry. And you want to come and show them that, don't talk to me like that. Relax. People have other things going on that's not you. And don't add to their problem, you understand? In as much as you're looking out for yourself, you need to know how to follow people, know how to make people feel good, appreciate people. A lot of people don't get appreciated. Appreciate people. If you see a nice design, tell the designer, I love your design, it's beautiful. And that thing I said about asking question about networking. So for example, now you said, what kind of value can I give to, let's say I'm trying to network. For example, I've been in the fashion industry. I've met designers. I've known certain things. I can do, to an extent, consultancy for fashion.
Okay.
So now when I meet like a designer and she's talking to me, I remember a designer reaching out to me. I felt bad after that call because I literally did consulting for free and she didn't work with me because she said my money is too high. She was asking certain questions. I was giving her details on how to actually do the shoot to be beneficial to her, how to reach her client, her audience. After giving this woman all these tips, she said, okay, thank you so much. You've really helped me, but I'll get back to you.
Oh, wow.
But your money is so high, and she never got back to me. So she has gotten value. Now, the thing is about value is that you might say that woman, she went away with my knowledge. No, tomorrow, when she actually can afford it, she might come back. And she might not come back because she thinks you are good, but because the value she got from you was something. She knows that, if I'm working with this person that knows this thing, it will be easier for me. And the person will come back to you. People like people who make their work easier. So you have to try to make your work easier. And another thing about modeling is that there are so many models, there are so many people that know what you know. How are you making yourself different?
Please hold that thought. While you're talking about this other thing about modeling, I would want you to address the fashion industry, like some of the things that you see that is like, I don't know if the word out of place, or the things that you think can be done better you've been there, done that, and some of the things that you think can be done better than the way it's being done in terms of maybe the designers, the show organizers, and even the models as we round up this conversation?
Okay, so one of the things I think can be done better is this. I usually tell people I cannot put a price to your skill. Skill is something that cannot have a price. And that's why some paintings have outrageous prices, because this is a skill. I would price it at how I want to price it. And also, I also used to say, do not undervalue a person's work because you cannot afford it. So now you want to use a model, you cannot afford it. You don't go about saying, it's not just to wear clothes. You need to understand that this is a value this person is offering to you. This is a job. You need to respect people's, understand that this is a value. And if I either can afford it or I cannot afford it. And you don't have to make people feel small. And a lot of people do it. Sometimes designers do it. So people feel like I'm in a better place than you when it comes to, okay, you are just a model. You understand? You make the person feel, anyways, you can't make me feel small, but yeah, for people that they can make feel small, you need to, I'm talking about the designers now and stuff, you need to understand that this is a profession. You know, one thing I would accord Lagos for, Lagos modeling is run as a business because why? They have agencies, models they have people representing them. Now they have people who have mastered the business of modeling. All you have to do is show up and model. You don't even need to master the business aspect in Lagos, because as long as you're signed to an agency, what you have to do now is you as a person, you have to be smart, know the kind of contract you sign, know how you carry your contract and stuff like that. But once you're signed to an agency, the agency manages the whole business aspect. All you have to do is show up and model, you understand? But here in Abuja, where agencies are not really prominent, you as a freelance model, you have to now do what you're doing, the work of an agent, the work of so many things. And one thing about modeling is modeling will make you learn other skills. I just wanted to be a model placed internationally, but now I've learned makeup for myself, styling, designing, negotiation, marketing, Instagram, algorithm. There's nothing I've not
I hear
learned.
you say designing just now.
Yes.
And a little birdie told me that you're launching a fashion brand really, really soon. And first and foremost,
thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something about it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
30 seconds. You have 30 seconds.
Don't worry. 30 seconds is more than enough for me. So the name of my brand is Diche, meaning be different, but in a special way. And we are catering for the women who own the boardroom. What we're trying to say is our target audience are the people who are in charge of power, who want to be in charge of power, or who feel the need for women to be seen. You understand? It's like, even in the workplace, some women are made small because they are women. But this is like a form of women empowerment, but from the angle I can tackle, which is fashion. And so this is empowering the women. I'm not just creating a brand, or I've not just created a brand that just want to make you look good. You can look good with any clothes, but I want you to feel powerful. I want to intoxicate people with power. You understand? That's what I'm trying to do, basically. So I'm not just selling the brand, I'm selling the emotion out there. So yeah, basically that's what my brand is about.
Okay. That is
intense.
Yes. That's the word. And I must say, like I said earlier, this conversation has been very, very insightful.
Thank you.
I mean, I would say that you're a Gen Z. Am I right?
Maybe by age.
By age. Okay. So yes, she is a Gen Z. And as a Gen Z,
I'm not a Gen Z.
You have no, this is what I'm getting
see past
at.
that.
This is what I'm actually, what I'm trying to say is even past that. Is for your age, you have a wealth of knowledge that I really appreciate. I mean, not too many, I'm sorry, this is no shades, but not too many young people will you sit with and gain so much.
I'm humbled
from. So thank you very
actually
much.
By asking questions, ask questions, ask
questions.
Ask people.
Thank you so very much for doing justice to this conversation. I'm not even sure that anybody else would have done better than you did. So thank you very much. And so guys, like I said, it's been such an insightful conversation here with Marykate today. Remember, if you do watch this, please make sure that you share this to your friends. If you're a model, you're an aspiring model, you just delight in being in the fashion industry, this is an episode that you don't just need to watch yourself, but you also need to share to your friends, your fellow models, your loved ones. In fact, share it to your enemies so that we can have a better representation and better goals in the fashion and modeling industry. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is A Helluva Podcast.